No, they have to tap something down in order to crew this. So they have 3 blockers. What's our strongest stuff? 4 here, and then it's all just 2 after that. So, yeah. What, 3 blockers? Yeah, 3. Yeah, they're just dead then, I think. I was just about to, you can't see it in the camera, I was just putting my finger over the space bar to go to combat, and because I just figured that, you know what, yeah, there's no way. We can just... Hey everybody, what's up, what's going on? My name's Kyle. Thank you for stopping by to check out my video on my channel, Arena Hacks. Today we're looking at my upgrade to Strength in Numbers, so it's my Strength in Numbers 2.0. So I don't think most of the stats are really all that different from the original version of the deck with a 2.7 mana average. I'm pretty sure the original version has a graph that looks very similar to this. Even though I did change quite a few cards around, I did make quite a bit of modifications here and there. 23 creatures to 13 non-creatures. Some of our non-creatures do create creature tokens in the process. So it's almost like having more than 23 creatures with 13 non-creatures. Which is pretty good there. One of those being the Citizen's Crowbar right here. Creates a Citizen non-entry, a 1/1, auto-equips to it immediately, which makes it a 2/2. So it's a 2-mana 2/2 creature, and then it has all that ability of the Crowbar and all that stuff. This was originally in the deck. I kept it in. It's great to have ways to remove enchantments and artifacts. I think it does both, right? Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Yes, artifacts or enchantments. Something I added, March of Otherworldly Light, great removal, fantastic. It exiles. Hopeful Initiate, can't remember if that was in the deck originally or if that's something I added from one of the other decks. But you know, we got a lot of other good stuff. Park Heights Pegasus, I'm 90% sure was already in this deck. Pretty good. We can get a good thing, really good going if we get Torens Fist of Angels going, or on the field. He's really good because every time we play a creature spell, he creates another human soldier. So that triggers all our stuff like, where's our Gala Greeters? Do we not have Gala Greeters in this deck? There it is. I'm pretty sure this deck came with Gala Greeters originally. We can trigger things like from now Alliance anytime any creature enters the battlefield at all for us. The other thing is things like Park Heights Pegasus as well. Whenever his old ability, you get to draw a card. Whenever he deals combat damage to a player, draw a card, but only if you had 2 or more creatures enter the battlefield under your control this turn. So just 2 creatures entering the battlefield could be, and it triggers Alliance as well. You don't have to cast them. For this, you have to cast a creature. So you have to cast a creature to enter. But like once that happens, you're getting 2 creatures. So you've got this Alliance ability triggers twice. The first time it triggers, you get a Scry 1. Or every time you trigger, it's Scry 1. Unless it's the second time it's triggered in a turn, then you get to actually draw a card. So we get a lot of extra card draw off of the Rumor Gatherer, which is why I actually increased the number on here. And it does do really good with all the creatures we have in here. I kept 2 copies of Venom Connoisseur because, again, getting that Alliance trigger twice, everything gets Death Touch. It's fun to attack in with our tokens then, because they have all Death Touch, so our little tokens, they get trained. They have Death Touch, so our opponent's terrified of blocking. Who cares if we lose them, right? Because there's, because they're little tokens, right? So it just makes attacking in with them really awesome. We've got some Master's Rebuke here for removal. We also have Valorous Stance for removal on top of the March of Otherworldly Light as well. All this stuff for removal. We could use more of it, maybe. Could be handy in some situations. However, it's like, what else do we take out? And this is a creature-heavy deck, so we want to keep our creatures on the heavy side. This Valorous Stance also doubles as indestructible protection for our creatures, which is also really cool. Hopeful Initiate helps us with enchantments and artifacts as well. It has the training. It's 1 mana. Great card in this deck. Just good stuff. Gathering Throng is another good creature I like in this deck. For 3 mana for a 3/1, if you're paying 3 mana for a creature, you really want it to have more toughness than 1. It seems like bad value at first, but the fact that you can get all the other 3 out of your library into your hand right away, it's like a weird makeshift kind of very weakened version of, what was it? The angel that's about to rotate from Zendikar. How can I not remember this? Legion Angel. So it's like a weaker version, a much weaker version of Legion Angel. Whereas Legion Angel would get you more Legion Angels out of your sideboard, not from your library. So, a 60 card deck with 63 playable cards in it, kind of, sort of. This gets it from your library, but you can get all 3 other copies when you play the first one. So if you're running, it depends on how many cards you have in your hand, so you have to keep that in mind. if you only have enough room for 2 cards in your hand, you can't cast anything else once you get those Gathering Throngs. If you get all 3 of them, then you're going to have to discard something from your hand at the end of your turn. So you might as well just grab 2 of them in a situation like that. On your next turn, you're going to get to play one and grab that last one anyways. You have 2 more. If one gets discarded or something from your hand, you're still going to be able to play it and tutor that last one from your library into your hand. So just make sure you keep that in mind so you don't end up overdrawing and having to discard to it. So sometimes I don't always get every single copy I have in my deck when I play one of these. But you know, if I'm running low, if the first one of these I find is later in the game, I have mana and I'm running low on cards in my hand, yeah, I'll play the first one, and on the first one, I'll grab all other 3 copies out of my library, put them all 3 in my hand, maybe even play another one from that point on. You just decline to do its ability because you have no more in your library anyway, so it doesn't matter. Lion Slash helps out. I know I'm kind of going back and forth, but this deck is kind of crazy. It has a lot of different things. It can do a lot of different things. Lion Slash is a good piece of equipment. We can amp up our creatures, which is really nice because we only have 1 copy of a lot of good things like Torens, things like the Park Heights Pegasus. Consuming Blob, 1 copy. You know, we have lower copies of a lot of stuff, so you know, having this 1 piece of equipment that can amp up some things that we have 1 copy of can make them a little bit stronger. We also have that graveyard hate that's in there, so it can really help come in handy sometimes if we have the Lion Sash and our opponent is able to make use of stuff in their graveyard. We can use that Lion Sash to help prevent that and get rid of that. Restoration of Aganjo is just a great value card. Getting that land has to be plains, but you know, you're getting a land that's still more mana. It still helps out. You can even discard that if you have too many already by the time you play this. You can discard that to get something else out of your mana card, like a Civil Servant or something for 2 mana or less. Or you can discard something out of your hand for 2 mana or less on the second one and get that into the battlefield right away for free, and it comes untapped, because then you still have all your mana untapped to do whatever else you want for the rest of the turn. So that's just a really great card. And then once we do get that 3/4 Vigilance creature, it's really awesome. Tack in with it, get more creatures off of it. Goes with our idea of playing lots of creatures, getting lots of creatures, triggering Alliance. On that note, we got Wedding Announcement as well. That really helps with that. Also works as an an anthem effect when it does finish creating all those creatures for us and finish doing all of its things, and it flips. Then we got that anthem effect, which helps everybody, all of our creature tokens. Everybody gets more powerful. Having more copies of these would not hurt this deck at all. Darling of the Masses is another great one. Every time she attacks, we create a 1/1 citizen token. She also gives all our citizens +1/0, which we're not crazy on the citizen synergy, but we do have a decent amount. If we click on this, where's our creatures up here? Citizen, 10 out of our 23 creatures, so almost half of our creatures are citizens. So this does have a pretty good effect, our citizen synergy, which Civil Servant also, when you attack with it, you can tap down another citizen, so it has to be a citizen that you're tapping down in order to give it +1/0 and lifelink. And that's really nice that we can do all that stuff. So when we attack with her, we're creating another creature, giving us more Alliance triggers and stuff like that. And Consuming Blob, it creates basically little copies of itself. The copies of itself, they don't create copies of themselves. They're literally, their power, toughness, and creature type are exactly the same as Consuming Blob. But only Consuming Blob has the ability to create those ooze tokens every turn. The ooze tokens don't do that. So it's not an exponential growth. You're just getting 1 free copy of Consuming Blob. Like, not an exact copy like I said, but you're getting 1 free kind of duplicate of Consuming Blob every turn with Consuming Blob on the field. So that's good for more creatures. We also have Elspeth Resplendent. We got a lot of things with the -3 for 3 mana or less. We have very few things up in here. This is all 3 mana or less here. All this is the only thing that from these things that she can't get with the -3. Lands are all permanents that she can get with the -3 as well, and it would come in with a shield counter on it, so that'd be crazy. +1's a great ability, kind of our favorite ability in this deck. It's a great way of pumping up our creatures, so we can make one creature stronger. Then our other creatures can get stronger with training when they train off of that stronger creature. Plus it gives first strike, flying, lifelink, whatever we want, vigilance, whatever we want, whatever we need. That plus ability is actually we really like here. Wandering Emperor is another great addition to this deck. More removal with the -2. Also removal in the sense that you flash her in when your opponent attacks. And then the +1 ability with First Strike can also act as a removal as a form of blocking without trading, which your opponent may thought you have been forced into. Even creating that 2/2 white samurai token can act as sort of a trick and removal. The main form of removal is the -2 that gives you the exile as well as gives you 2 life. You gain 2 life when you do that. So Wandering Emperor, you've probably seen her before, really powerful, really crazy in this deck. Kept the land base exactly the same as what the pre-constructed version have. I think I went just over just about everything. Adeline came in this deck already. Obviously, she creates little 1/1s whenever your creatures attack. Powers based on all that stuff. She's got Vigilance. It's just freaking awesome. She doesn't go very well with the Halo Fountain. Vigilance in general doesn't go good with the Halo Fountain. You want to attack with your creatures. They become tapped. Then you can use the Halo Fountain's ability to either draw cards or create more creatures. If you have a ton of creatures, like 15, you can attack with all 15 of them. Even if your opponent has enough health or can block or whatever, you pay the 5 mana, the 5 white mana, and then you untap all those 15 creatures and just win the game anyways. We almost never get to do that in this deck. You have to build a deck based around that. You need, what's that enchantment, rousing something. But anyways, that's my upgraded version of Strength in Numbers. I hope you all enjoy it. I hope you all enjoy the gameplay. So let's get to it. If you like what you see here, remember to hit the thumbs up. Remember to subscribe to my channel. And also when you're done watching the video, make sure you leave a comment. All that stuff helps support the channel. So make sure you do that all, please, and thank you. So let's get to those games and see how it goes. Don't mind the start. I like this guy. We don't play him right away. Hold on to him for a little later in the game. But, yeah, because they get more copies of themselves. They're pretty cool. They make good traders because they trade really well. They only have 1 toughness, but the 3 power means they trade with our opponent's stuff pretty nicely. It doesn't look like they'll have removal, so I'm thinking maybe we go with Gala Greeters first. Let's try it. I see blue and green, so they might bounce it back to our hand or tap it down or something like that. Green means they have to have a creature to fight it. What the heck did this thing do? Oh, right, it's a copy. 1/1 green, that's funny because it's a 1/1 creature anyways. You get rid of it right now with Rebuke. We wouldn't be able to play a creature to fuel our Gala Greeters. Treasure, But are they going to be able to fuel theirs? That's the question. Let's get the Civil Servant down. I think it'll be able to block their Greeters even if they put a counter on it. So theirs doesn't have a good block for ours. But if they do get a counter on it, we can still block it pretty good with our Civil Servant. And then we can maybe get rid of it a little later. I don't think they're going to be playing a lot. I don't think they have a lot of creatures in their deck, or at least it doesn't seem that way. Like that was a, what, an instant? No, a sorcery. Interesting experimental deck from opponent here. Or at least I think it's experimental. 2 mana for this. We still have Rebuke available and or Initiate. Or do we do Initiate first? No. Let's get this guy down so we can start getting that Death Touch stuff going. Let's make this guy a little bigger. We need, what do we need? Citizen. Yeah, we need citizens that we can tap down for a Civil Servant. Get lifelink and such. Let's attack in, see what they do. So we got citizens here. This guy's a citizen. We get to look at one of our top card of our library. 2 cards and for 4 mana. Interesting. Are they chumping with their weird frog-like Gala Greeters? Keep up our Valorous Stance and or, well, not and, just or, our Master's Rebuke. Okay, fine. 3/3 vigilance and trample. Oh, okay, they get the thing from this. Okay. They play an additional land this turn. And they do take advantage of that. No attacks. I think we rebuke this thing. Yeah, I think that's a good play here. We use our Gala Greeters here. And then we take our turn. I'm like, why did they got to look at the top card of our library? We didn't get to see it, so it was still face down. We drew into it and it was like visible. I'm like, what? Anyways. This thing, do we fetch another? You can't play it. Well, I guess we do fetch another. I don't know why I'm even asking that. We have 2 cards. I guess we get all 3 of them. Why bother holding back? I'm not going to have to discard for too many cards. And if we do this, everybody gets Death Touch, which is nice. But do we really need it? I don't think so. We're attacking with this. It'll still kill them if they block. Let's hold on to this for later. Not that. We don't want to trade that. Tap that down. Or maybe we do play this. We can get a treasure from Gala Greeters. It'll be tapped. We can't do Valorous Stance right now. Yeah, let's throw Hopeful Initiate down. I don't think they'll have board wipes or anything like that. That's kind of what I think I was afraid of at first, but it's like, will they have board wipes? They don't look like the kind of deck that have board wipes. Green and blue? Cyclone Summoner, I guess, is sort of board wipe-ish. Oh man, there's a lot of text on that. What does it all say again? You may reveal a creature or enchantment card from among them. Top, how many cards was it? 5. Put your hand, put the rest in the bottom of the library, when you turn your hand, you gain 4 life. And they put this in, which is something bad. What does it do? Enters the battle, put slime counter up to one other target creature, non-horror. Creature slime counters on, lose all the base power and toughness, blah, blah, blah. That's a 4/4, which is dangerous. This is good to have down. Okay, 2 mana, we can do this. I'd really like to get another creature down. Do we attack all? No. Let's pull this back. We're going to keep Valorous Stance on deck as well. That's got Death Touch, so let's throw in with that and see what they do. Let's go with all of this. Yeah, we'll tap this guy down. Why not? It's got the lifelink. So they're going for a trade there. Oop, backed out of that real quick. So that's not a trade. That is a trade. Because it's Death Touch. That's not a trade. So that's interesting blocks now. Which creature do we save? If we give our Initiate Indestructible, it does not trade with this thing. If we give this Indestructible, it does not trade. We can only destroy something with toughness 4 or greater, so that's only this. We can't hit this. So I guess we let our Initiate go and throw away this guy. We don't get the lifelink, but we don't need it at this point. But we'll save our Civil Servant. Maybe we can get the lifelink from it later. It also keeps us just another, keeps more threats, more stuff on the battlefield. We do have 5 lands and a treasure, 6 mana total. They're down to 4. They do have another blocker now. Let's see. They can get that silly slime counter thing. Oh, that would suck. Slime thing or whatever. Slime counter, they get to put it on one thing. So a slime counter when it enters the battlefield. Yeah. Loses all abilities, power toughness 2/2. What are they hitting? Death touch guy? Really? Okay, so we can't give all our guys death touch. They're down to 6. They can block 3. We can have 2 get by. So we need 2 creatures with at least 3 power to get by. I don't think that's going to happen. But we can play some of this stuff. Scry, what do we got coming up? Let's just make this guy bigger. So that takes 2 of them to block. Decline because we have all of these guys already. Gross. Play another one. That comes first, that's fine. Gain life, treasure. Decline. Well, that's interesting. We can exile this last one, and we can do 2, something for mana cost 2. That's this. It's any one of these. You can do that instant speed too. So do we just attack all then? Remove something, they only have 2 blockers in that case, and then they're just dead? Yeah. I think that works. Unless they have something, they have a treasure in there, unless they have something for 2 mana. We'll do that, pump it up a little bit. And how much does this? It's mana cost, right? Mana value, X or less. Yeah, so we go 2, exile this. Let's get rid of this guy. They do have something, so it could be a counter spell. That would suck. Like I said, they do have 2 mana available. Nice, we do hit it, so 2 blockers. This might be it then. They still do have something. Interesting. Okay, so that bounces, I think, right? Okay, they do still have 2 blocks. They could just be dead next turn to our, what are these guys here? Gathering Throng. Because there's 2 of them, any one of them gets by. We still have 2 other creatures that do damage. So they have to... They have to solve at least 3 of our 4 creatures. Every single one of these things is lethal now. Each one of our creatures. So yes, solve 3 out of the 4 of them. They have 6 mana. Copying that, that's going to somewhat solve another one. I mean, it's still going to be any one gets by. It's still lethal. And they're calling it. Okay, there it is. Woo! Deck pulls through. It's a tough keep, but you can't really mulligan it either. I mean, we got early. We got a 2. We got a 3. Just not sure what we start out with. Do we go Crowbar? Get ourselves a little 2/2 citizen? Maybe we do that. Although I kind of want to get Pegasus out as well. Let's go Crowbar, I guess. If they have removal, then they're going to start out with just our token then, at very least. So we're not losing Pegasus or anything like that. I guess that's the only other card we could have played there. So we can attack with this. Can we do anything else that's going to be all that useful? Rumor Gatherer. Let's attack in. What does it do? You can sacrifice. Oh, you have to pay white. Pay white, sacrifice. Yeah, tap. And then sacrifice the Crowbar. And that's got ward too. So it would take 3 mana to do it. Tap, sacrifice the Crowbar. I think we made the right play that way. Let's go Torren here. Torens. Does guy have menace or something? It does have menace. Doesn't have haste though, so they can't attack with it. Where that goes. And they can crew it. It doesn't have haste, so they're not going to. I'm not trading that. No, thank you. Again, 3 mana to take out something. To take out this, we could do that. I do kind of like that. Too bad we can't play 2 creatures like this followed up by 2 creatures. That would be nice. We can play this only. But I do like it. Let's get a little 1/1 here. And then do that. See if we can maybe try to, if they do attack in with the patchwork, we can maybe block it and kill it, maybe, hopefully. Cross your fingers. Ugh. Okay, so it's a 3/3. Because right now we can't sack the Crowbar to destroy it because of the ward. But it only costs 1 white, so we can sack it to get rid of this enchantment creature here. We could also get rid of any one of their mobilizer mechs as well. For 1 mana. I guess we just leave it at that. And now we can definitely play 2 creatures, so we get card draw here. Actually, every time we play 1, because we have these 2 combo out here, every time we play 1, we get 2 creatures entering, so this is going to get us scry and then a card draw, just by playing 1 creature. Servant? No, let's go with Pegasus. Because that's another thing too, every time we play 1 creature, we're going to get Pegasus's ability is going to come online. Because 2 creatures will have entered the battlefield. So that's card draw for us. That's kind of nice. I like that. Lion Sash is decent. Do we want to attack with anything? I don't think so. Be nice if we could, though. How much does this take to equip? 2 mana, so we can equip it to something that we could then maybe tap. Because I'm thinking about attacking in with it, and then it can train one of these other guys. And what if they block with this? We can't finish it off, can we? I say we don't do it. I say we sit tight. They're probably going to attack with they're probably going to crew and attack with both mobilizer mechs. So once they crew 1, the other one will activate the other one. Well, they have menace too. That's dirty. They do have 4 toughness, which means a Valorous Stance will hit them. We can sack this and Valorous Stance and get them both dead. And they didn't activate anything. They could crew it now. They didn't. They could crew as like a block. That's true. We'll just have to hold up some mana then. They're angry or something. I don't know what that... Can't remember what that's supposed to be. Angry Hedron, I think. So we do that. We get 2 creatures entering. So Park Heights Pegasus will get us card draw. I do like that. I would love to see that come into my hand. We are going to probably need that later. Okay, so 2 creatures have entered, so we go this way. Do we go with these other guys? I don't think so, because we have to focus a lot of our removal on their mobilizer max. They can only eat one with the Patchwork Automaton, so let's maybe go that way. They can only eat the one. They're both going to train, which is nice. Yeah, so as soon as they crew one, it automatically brings the other one. So they were only going to tap one of their creatures on the ground to activate both of those. So we can destroy them now or wait for blocks. Let's destroy them now. So 4 greater, you, ping. You, here, ping. Ping, boom. It's weird how the sound comes back for certain effects, but it's like pretty dead everywhere else. So one does get through and they eat the one. And we get the card draw because 2 entered. Yay. Ooh, that's a good one. We also got card draw from our guy here. So we're okay to be a little reckless with our stuff. We kind of have been so far too. And our hand is only 1 card behind them. We're actually many lands ahead of them. Partly why they have a decent... Oh, now they're getting stuff back. Disgusting. It's got haste. Where does it go? Back into their hand. Gross. Oh, come on. Tag with everybody. No? I think I would have traded these 3 guys over here. Just not Torens. Torens is too good. Yeah, I'll trade for that. What do I want to trade for? Lion Sash? No, I think we want to keep Lion Sash so we can exile their graveyard so they can't get stuff back with Okuba. Or we could kill Okuba with it. No, we need something more powerful. We have this. We can play this and then Master's Rebuke and that'll kill Okuba. Yeah, Okuba Boss, or I guess I keep calling it, I called it Okuba. I remember one of the words in it. I can never remember this guy's name. Greasefang. Why do I never remember that? I remember one of the words in it. Okuba. But anyways. I have no idea what I'm doing. I wanted it to block this, and we need to block with 2. I think we just do these 2. We do have another one we've been holding on as a backup. Main reason I haven't even been playing it is because it's a backup. So now we can play it, then play another creature. We won't get a card draw from it. But we do want to shoot that guy down. That's kind of nice. I don't know if we play that now. We won't get a lot of creatures entering. We can do... Let's start with this. That takes 3 of our mana. Gross. So they only have the 1 thing in their graveyard, so we got to get rid of that. Or kill Greasefang. I think we just get rid of that. This thing right here can disappear. How much does this cost to equip? Or reconfigure? Put that on here so we have some damage getting through. Still get the card draw from that. Ooh, okay. I think we definitely, they only have 3 lands, so they've been getting pretty screwed for lands. They only hit their 3rd one, I don't know how late in the game too. I missed that early game. So they've been able to keep up with us pretty good and hold us back for the most part except our flying. What is this? What do we get for E? What do we get from a graveyard? If it was a permanent card, so we have to exile permanents from the graveyard. So this enchantment is a permanent, so that's pretty cool. Man, I don't even know what to do. Lifelink, do we need life? Not particularly. We can do vision. They can't block flying yet. Like, do we plus this or do we minus? Get something out. How much mana do we have left out over after? Only 2. So we do have a Master's Rebuke. We can hold that up. Do we minus? Let's minus. Let's go for it. Let's roll the dice. See what we get. Wow, a whole bunch of freaking lands. And this thing. We have 7 lands, so I really don't want another land. Wow, that's disgusting. Yeah, we'll keep that on top. I like the looks of that. You go. How much mana do we have open? 2. I think we just attack with that for now, in case we want to play Rebuke. If we don't, they're both white. We can activate the Lion Sash twice. Well, they only have 1 permanent, so we're only going to want it once. But we only have 2 mana, and we want to save that for Master's Rebuke. We have chump blockers and stuff to guard our Elspeth down here. We could find their 4th mana now. Fourth land, whatever. Back out with the Mobilizer mech. Did I have that Death Touch creature at any point this game? I don't think so. Yeah, that Death Touch would be nice right about now. Get some Death Touch on a creature and then Rebuke. We can take down their big stuff. I kind of want to Rebuke something now, but what would it be? Kind of want it to be Grease Fang. But we're going to draw something that'll kill either one of these when they activate them. Let's just, instead of Rebuke, let's just use this. And then it gets a little stronger then. Let's plus. Where do we want to put it on? This guy? No. Vigilance. Shoot, I don't know where to put it. Let's put it here. Let's just keep going with our Pegasus. Keep building on that. I don't see why not. But let's give it lifelink. I don't want to give it vigilance for a reason. This is why. I'm attacking with just it. Did a creature enter the battlefield? Yeah, so we won't actually... No, this will only be the first creature entering the battlefield. Oh, I can't... I didn't realize it was waiting for me there. Whoops. Don't want that. See, does damage, but we don't get the card draw, because, yeah, like I said, we didn't have another creature in it. So that's why I didn't give it Vigilance, so that way I could have the ability to untap it. Let's just play a Civil Servant. That gets us double creatures entering the battlefield now. So we missed out on a card draw there. Should have played the Servant first, I think. Yeah. Would have been better. Don't I get a card draw from this? Isn't that the second creature? Oh no, the second creature was the other one. We drew the blob, right. We don't need this up top. We got this guy. So unless they have an answer for our Pegasus, which if we kept 2 mana up, we could give it indestructible. But unless they can do that, they can shut it down somehow. They're just dead next turn. We could just attack with everything. We have enough on the ground to get around their ground units, including this blocker. That's what, 4 blockers actually. 1, 2, 3, 4 of our toughest stuff. So there's that. Yeah, we can't give it indestructible because, like I said, we don't have the mana. Oh, it was waiting for us to do that. Okay, that's what I'm like. Why did we have priority there? So that may not have been smart for me to not hold up the mana for Valorous Stance. If they overcommit, we're at 22 health. If they overcommit on attack here, it shouldn't be too hard to get 3 damage behind. Let's use this now. Don't let them get that back. Lion Sash doing some work there. Wow. I can't block the flying, can I? No, I can't. That's sad. It's so sad. So there goes Elspeth. So they have what? 3 blockers? 4? No, they have to tap something down in order to crew this. So they have 3 blockers. What's our strongest stuff? 4 here. And then it's all just 2 after that. So, yeah. What, 3 blockers? Yeah, 3. Yeah, they're just dead then, I think. I was just about to, you can't see it in the camera, I was just putting my finger over the space bar to go to combat. And after because I just figured that, you know what, yeah, there's no way. We can just attack all and they're done. No white mana? Are you kidding me? We get to go first. That's kind of nice. But yeah, we can't keep a hand like that. This is a little sketchy too. Got to get rid of Elspeth. That's so bad, but it's 5 mana. Yeah, we need to save our mana for stuff we can actually do. Should have maybe went with the life gain thing first, but whatever. Do we do Torens next? Maybe Resurrection. So they fry that right away. Let's get this guy out. And then hopefully they don't fry that right away. I was gonna say, which they probably do. They just have an attacker, okay. And go ahead. Gain some life, get that guy down. Get a scry. Ooh, no, we don't want this. We're gonna fetch it with this. So our card draw should be something else. So our card draw will be something else, then we'll fetch that with this, then we'll shuffle. Oh my god, 2 of those, okay. What a jerk. And of course, removal and everything right on cue. Absolutely perfect. Perfect aggression, perfect everything. Oh, come on, and we literally get the only removal that we cannot use against these guys. Are you serious? Totally rigged shuffling or what? Wow. Like, holy wow. We have anything? We have nothing in there for 2 or less. Three, we can at least block something. We can't give it indestructible though. Let's see what maybe we can. Maybe it'll discourage them. Hopefully. They can sack that right away, can't they? Yeah. Just doesn't matter. Wow. Alright. This is pathetic. Wow, that's pathetic. Screw you, Arena. Holy crap. Okay, so those were the games. I can only show the 3 because the first 2 were pretty long. You know, I did play a few games, like 2 games I think with this deck, just in the play queue from my laptop when I was kind of traveling around, what was it, last weekend or whatever, but they went really well. They were pretty long too, but they went really well. The games were really well, so that was my first loss with this deck in the play queue, so that's a pretty good sign so far. I think it's pretty powerful. It was a very frustrating loss, totally unfair. I mean, holy crap, what the hell was that? But other than that, yeah, I think this deck actually does pretty good. It has like a lot of answers to a lot of things. It's very aggressive. You play a lot of creatures, attack a lot. It almost kind of reminds me of a red deck or a Boros deck, because it's like we're playing creatures, we're attacking because we get benefits from the attacking. We get maybe more creatures or card draw when we do damage or something like that. But we're getting a lot of ways to draw more cards, play more creatures, attack with them. We're trading with our creatures with our opponent's creatures to kill them. We're getting some removal on the side a little bit here and there. Like, it just has this really good flow to it, and I think is really powerful for new players starting out. And by increasing some of the rares we see in here, it'd be hard to decide what to take out in their places. Things like Wedding Announcement would be really good in here. Torens would be amazing in here to have a couple more copies of. Even Pegasus, because of the flying, it's very cheap. It can grow when we flip the Wedding Announcement. It can grow with equipment like Lion Sash. You know, you can equip to it to make it a little more powerful. There's ways we have of pumping it up to get its damage to go through more quickly. And playing all these creatures, we can, you know, getting those multiple creatures to enter the battlefield under our control. We're getting more card draw from it. Lots of good stuff there. Attacking too, we can get card draw with Wedding Announcement. If we attack with enough creatures, instead of getting more creatures, we just get card draw instead at the end of our turn. So that's really good. You know, it's just got a lot of gas. It seems reckless at times, but it just seems to also have a lot of gas and just keep going and keep presenting threats, keep pressuring our opponent. And they just have to keep having answers, and sometimes they do. But yeah, things have been going pretty well with this deck for me so far. So let me know what you all think about it. What you would increase, what you would decrease, what you like about the deck. Have you played it? Have you tried it? Are you going to try it? Do you like it? Do you like Selesnya? Let me know all these things and more in the comments down below. Also hit that thumbs up below the video, especially if you're watching this now at this point. You clearly like it, so hit the thumbs up. Let YouTube know. That does help support the channel. And did I say subscribe? Comment. I did say subscribe. It's leave a comment. No, I did say leave a comment. I'm missing something. Thumbs up. No, I think I said everything. The three main things: subscribe, comment, and thumbs up. That's the big things that help my channel grow. So please do all those three things. And I will see you all at the next video. Hope you all have a great day. Cheers.